perspective? From assignment 1's perspective, if you want to ask anything, if you want to discuss something, then we can have it. As I'm waiting for your response. Hello, am I audible? Am I audible now? So I'm asking that, do you have any doubt with respect to the first assignment which you want to discuss, or shall I move to the next one? Should we discuss this assignment, or should I discuss the next one? Say yes or no. Fine, so thank you, Anirban. So let us move to the next assignment. I think this is with respect to the JavaScript, you can see. So again, we have actually 5 different problem statement over here. First, we will understand what is there inside the problem statement. So the first problem statement is write a JavaScript that will take a number from the user using the prompt box and check whether the number is prime or not, and display the appropriate message using the alert box. So this is a pure JavaScript. Then you have an integration of HTML and JavaScript. So you are required to create a form, and then you want to perform these validations. Next is write a JavaScript function using regular expression to validate the email address with specified domain name. The actual prototype is given. Prototype means that this is how your function should look like. The name should be validate email and domains. It means that this email address should be validated against the array of domains which is passed over here. Next is change the background color of content area from white to yellow when get more is click on the landing page created in section 1.1. So that means when I have created this page, you are supposed to change the context, sorry, the CSS. And finally, there are some dynamic behavior added to the 1.4. So whatever you have created in 1.4, you have added. We are trying to add a JavaScript into that. So I think I will discuss the first one first, okay, and then I will give you the glimpse of what you can do for the remaining one. So let us understand. Remember, you can write a JavaScript, standalone JavaScript on a console, browser console. So you can write the entire JavaScript over here on console, right? So you can say let a. You can also type some alert box over here. Right. But I don't think this will be the proper way to perform this experiment. So what we should do is we'll create a simple HTML file and we will embed a JavaScript into that. So let me show you how we can do it. So let us create one simple HTML file. The name is JS1. So let us remove everything else because we are just interested in executing the JavaScript. So normally when you execute it, wait a minute. Okay. So basically, we are not interested in to put anything on the HTML file. Our interest is in JavaScript, but that JavaScript requires some trigger. Okay. So for that, let us put one button over here, and
Sir, your screen is not visible.
okay. So what I'm saying is that we want actually we want to execute the JavaScript, but that JavaScript requires a trigger. So we will put one button for that, and on click event of that button, we'll call one function, or let us say that function name is run. Now we want to write that script. Okay. So that function should run. Let us check whether it is. Okay, so this is a simple syntax in which what we have done, we have created one button we'll understand what this means. Okay, actually it's basically an event. On click is an event which we are binding to this button, and so that means when I click on this button, whatever I have written over here, this is a script. So you can write JavaScript over here. So I'm not doing anything else. I'm simply calling this function run. So this function should call, and it should print simple OK on this screen. So that is the expected behavior which we expect from this. So let us first see the console. Right. So you can see this. So that means when I click on this button, the script is running. So now let us focus on the script, what it says. Where is the assignment? Okay. It says write a JavaScript that will take the number from the user using prompt box and whether number is prime or not. So it's a simple. The objective of having this problem statement is to understand this. How can you run the JavaScript? This is one way. Okay. So objective is to take the number from the user. So let us say that number is n, and we'll take it from the number from the user using prompt box. So enter number, right? And let us see whether that number is receiving on properly or not. So for that, they're asking me the number, and that number is coming over here. So that means my prompt is working fine. So now the next is check the number is prime or not. So how it's a very simple program. The number is prime if it is divisible by the number and 1, or if it is only divisible by number and 1. That means anything between 2 to number minus 1, it should not be divisible. So that means I should run a while loop, or I can run for loop, whatever. While I is less than number minus 1, if the number is divisible by I, then is prime. Initially I will say the number is prime. Right, let us write it in different way. So initially I'd say number is prime, but if the number is divisible between anything between 2 and number minus 1, then my prime will be false. So let us now see what the that particular thing is printing. Okay, so it is asking me for number. Going in the infinite loop, you can see that, okay, it's still running. So there was actually an error. So in JavaScript, when you find something like this, you have to simply close this window and open it again, right? Because you forgot to write down this I++, and this was always true. So that's why it goes into the infinite loop. So that was the error actually. So run script. False. Run script. True. Right. Run script. True. So that means I'm getting a proper result. So now I can simply write if, or I should write something like this: constant message is equal to number, then I want to actually print that number. So I'm saying number plus the variable number. I can also write this using this syntax. Okay, So in dollar and then in curly bracket, you can write down the variable or any expression. But let us make it this way now at this time. So number this is, and then I want to use this variable. So if it is prime, then I will say number is prime, or I will say not prime. Okay. Normally we use a bracket when you want to perform something like this. So then you will say console log and a message. Okay, so we'll say 5. So number 5 is prime, and then I say 16. Number 16 is not prime. So now objective is to see why I'm printing on the message before I print on alert. The reason for that will validate your logic. The entire program will be validated. So that will not, because alert box requires a click. So अगर ये गलत हुआ तो फिर आपको वो click करना पड़ेगा हर बार. So that will actually waste your time. So better you check everything with console. So that will make your development faster. So number is not prime, okay. 119 number is prime, that's it. So that was your first assignment. Anything which you want to ask? Yes, I'm waiting for your inputs. Anything which you want to ask, anything which you want to discuss, anything which you have not understood properly, anything. So shall I go ahead? Right, so this is the first script, very simple script. The only thing which you should understood is where the function is written. It is not necessary that you can run function over here only. I think you can write it here also. So it is not like it should be. See, when you call any function, then that function should be, but in HTML page, your script can be at any place, right? But within your script, if you are calling a function from another function, then there you should see the sequence. But in case of HTML and JS, the sequence actually doesn't matter, right? So you can write script at bottom, you can write script over here as well. Anywhere you can write a script. Okay, then also it will run. Right? So let us discuss the next one. Next one says that create a simple HTML frame containing this, implement JavaScript validation to validate all the fields as per rules mentioned before submitting the form. So ये सब fields है, उसको आपको एक form create करना है, simple form. So let us I will create a simple form. Inside that there are various fields. So type his name, so it should be text, obviously. You can mention the you should give the name, right? So let us see first. Okay, let us write some CSS so that it looks good. So first I will write a form container class. Okay, app.css is there, so I will call the same one and I will write everything inside this. So form container. I want it at the center of my page, so I will say margin auto. I will also require to put some weight over here. Then I will also say the width is 50%. Then I read some padding, and then some background color. So this. Then I want some kind of a shadow, so I will say box shadow. Where is it? Okay. So I think this is fine. So you can simply create this, right? So then I want some label to this. Normally label is used for text field, so you can write something like this. So what this means, this label is used for this input, and we'll say enter name. Okay, now you can play with that label style as well, but right now that is not in our focus. But I think I need some style on my input. So we'll say this. Okay, fine. So now we'll not play style, we'll go through the script. So it's address, phone, domain, email, password, and confirm password. So address, okay. Normally we write something like this. So div input so that we can have some let's say display box, sorry, block, and we want some margin. Okay. Right, so I think this should be written. So we have an input inside that, whatever is the labels, I will say display as block, and I want some margin bottom. So that your form looks good, right? So enter name, enter address. Then you have a phone number, domain. Remember, for different type, you have different in HTML5, you have, I think, different type as well, not just phone, so that here you can only enter, I think is not phone number, but it is let me see, input yes, input type telephone. You have a TEL for that. So these are HTML5 enhancement. You can have a specific, for example, if you want to say date of birth, then you can mention type as date, name is, let's say, DOB, ID is also DOB, and this is the label for DOB. So in that case, now you can have a specific date picker automatically will be rendered by the browser. So these are the enhancement which HTML5 has made. Here also it will only input, because the type is email, it will only validate if you once you submit this form. So let's say we submit it, type is equal to submit, then save. Then if you don't write something which is not email, it will produce an error. See this, right? So this is the browser defined or browser specific validation. You can also add if you don't want to write any JavaScript for specific to this. Okay, but here we are not going to do that. Our objective is to learn and understand the JavaScript. So let us see how we can do it, or how we can do the validation. So what this problem statement says, it says that your name is mandatory, and first name, middle name, and last name. That means there should be 3 words in your name. first thing which I required is I want to prevent or I want to fire some event on submitting the form, this form. So there are a number of ways we can do that. First is the simplest one. So you write on submit event over here, and then you write a validate form. Okay, and then the script part, you will write one function validate. Now the interesting thing is this function should return true or false. If it returns false, it means that your form will not be submitted. But if it returns true, it means that form will be submitted to the server, right? So normally we write a server over here or server URL over here where this form data will go. So that will be validated against this. So when you write on submit event with the form and you write validate over here, then you can do whatever check you want to do inside this function, and then if then you can say maintain some flag, and then you can simply return that flag. Okay. So night first is you have to check the name. Normally, if you use the core JavaScript, then you can get the name, get element by ID, and then you have this ID over here. So name. So you can simply write that name over here. Let's see what you have first. Okay. We are not submitting the form, so let us make it false so that it will not create any problem. So when I click on save, okay, this is important. On submit should return the function value. So I think now it should not submit. Yes, right. See, whenever you are writing on submit, you are binding something like this. What this on submit is expects the Boolean value. So when you don't write return over here, this will be always considered as a true, because this is basically a function. So that means if this function is defined, then this value will be true. But if that function does not exist, then this value will be false. We are not interested in whether this function exists or not. We are interested in what this function returns. So that's why you should write return validate. So that will return validate that function. So now let us see what we have over here. So you can get this entire object. Normally we are interested in the value. So I think get attribute, or it is get value, I think. No, it's get attribute, then the name of the attribute. it is value I think it's value only, but value is not a function, but I think that's a property. Right. See this. So, 8-10 मिनट बचे हैं. 8-10 मिनट. So that means you can get the element by this function, get element by ID. Then you have to mention the ID of that particular element. So that means this is essential. And remember, ID should be unique because it's an ID. So it should be unique and silent button. Then you can get that value by, as this is, remember, this is not a function, it's basically a property. So there's a difference between the function and property. Function means you have to do something like this. This is simple property, so you can that name. Now our objective is to validate that name contains 3 parts: first name, middle name, and last name. So that means that name should have 3 words. So how can you do that? Obviously you require, what can we do now? Whatever name we are getting, we are interested in checking whether that name is containing these 3 words or not. I think there is a split. See, the best way to check the syntax is you can create some string, then you will get that, right? So that means there is a split function. You can see over here there are multiple parameters. First one is a splitter. That means we want to split it with space. And then next is, if you want to limit the split, that means how many numbers you want to generate. So normally we don't want to limit it, so we'll say these are the tokens, and what we want to split is name. So names have been split. So now if you console this, okay, so you will get an array which has only 1 word, because that means this is not a valid name. So normally what you can do, you can check the length of these tokens. So if that length is length is equal to 3, then it's fine. But if it is not equal to 3, then there is a problem. So what you can do now is valid is false. Right. So initially valid was true, but now it is being made false. So that means this form should not be submitted. So okay, false. And when you write that, you can also display the alert message: name is not valid. Okay. So, but when it is valid name, then you should also check the fine. So when you are entering a valid name, then it is false, but if you are entering a valid name, then it is true. Right, so this is how we have validated the name. Similarly, you can do it for address, phone, domain, email, password, and confirm password should be same. Right. I will give you one hint. I think you can use this register expression for JS regex. This is very good way. Yes. Because you can create a regular expression of whatever your requirement is, and then you can validate the value against that regular expression by using a string validation using regex JavaScript. Find search. You can do some modification into that, and that will you can see this Stack Overflow article. Yes, there is a function called test. So you can create a regular expression, then you supply your value over here, so that will return true or false. So by that means you can create this. Okay, so I have understood I hope you have understood the way by which you can implement these programs. Obviously required further efforts for it, but my objective was to, let's say you can start with something. So you can start with, I think, this demonstration. So start with the JS practicals. We'll discuss the events. We'll discuss this document.get. ये कहाँ से आया आपको लगता होगा, but that we will be discussing in the theory as well. So that's it for today. Anything which you want to ask?